We got stuck in the Matrix.
Right, good Thursday morning. Sid 60, Devo Brown here with you. No question that social media has given us incredible access to information, and with that financial advice that's been easier to find with financial influencers sharing tips and strategies. But is that advice accurate? Here to break it all down is money expert Robyn Thompson. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, what are these Finfluencers and what are we seeing more of online?
Well, as you mentioned, financial advice is everywhere, and that's a great thing because it helps people become financially aware. But you need to be careful where you're taking your financial advice from. During the pandemic, people had a lot of time to look at their finances, their financial planning, their investments, so they went online. So hence the rise of the Finfluencer, which essentially is a social media influencer that gives advice about finance.
The air quotes are there.
Right, the air quotes, right? So the advice is, is it suspect? Is it advice that can actually be trusted? And when you take a look at the different statistics, it actually says that, the advice that comes from some of these Finfluencers, the louder, the largest audience, the most active, actually gives the worst advice.
But it is tempting, like to your point, everyone's got a phone, everyone's on it. There's a new app today. I mean, you go, I'm sure there's some Finfluencers on Threads right now.
Yeah.
And it is tempting to take that DIY advice. Why is that not the best idea?
Well, one of the things you have to remember is that influencers are not regulated the same way that financial planners or licensed investment professionals are. So they are going to give you advice based on their own experience, based on what they've read, what they know. Is that qualified advice? Is it going to give you the information you need to make solid financial decisions? It's like, well, I'm not really sure. There's actually a new study that came out from the Swiss Finance Institute, and it actually shows, again, that the influencer's advice, you should actually effectively perhaps be betting against their advice because it comes in a way that actually is not relevant or accurate for most people if they're not accredited.
So in sports betting, there's a term called fading.
Yes.
Where someone's so bad at picking games, just go the opposite. I've been faded before, where you just go the opposite. So that's kind of what you're talking about here. Some of them are so awful. Just go the other way.
And that's the thing is that this is your money we're talking about here, right? It's great if you're betting on a game here or there, if that's what you like, but when you're dealing with your finances, you need to be taking this very seriously. And because it's not regulated, you're taking information from places that may not be the best places. So it's not a great idea to take information from people who are not credited to give you this type of financial advice.
Sure. And we're just putting up this board right here, protecting yourself. So some of the ways that we can protect ourselves online, how do we do that?
So you need to be careful. The first thing you want to make sure you avoid scams. If it says make $1,000 in an hour, the chances of that happening are not likely. So just be smart about who you're following online. Do your research. It doesn't take a lot of effort to go in and start doing some digging. Who's licensed in your province or territory? What kind of credentials do they have? Can they give you the type of solid advice that you need in order to make smart financial decisions? You need to weed out the good from the bad and make sure that you're doing that in a way that supports you, your family, and your finances.
So with all that information out there, I mean, there are a lot of, again, it's easy to get caught in this trap where, I can figure this out. I know what I'm doing. I trust this person. I trust that person. But there's a lot we should be leaving to the professionals. Like what?
So many things. I think that the first thing to remember is similar to things like if you were trying to get healthy, you would see perhaps a health coach. A health coach is not a doctor, right? So you want to make sure that you are looking at people like certified financial planners if you're looking for financial planning advice. This is budgeting. It's taking a look at all of your assets, your liabilities, planning into the future. If you're looking for investments, look for qualified investment advisors, portfolio managers that are licensed to give you that financial advice for buying stocks and giving you the recommendations. If you're looking for accounting, make sure you're looking at those types of financial professionals. So again, there is a lot of room for financial professionals or financial influencers in the landscape. We just need to make sure that we are getting the proper advice from the qualified people.
Robyn, we have just a little bit of time here left.
Yes.
Some of the red flags you mentioned, like if it says make $1,000 a day. What are some of the things that we should be able to watch for? Because I know just even for me, I'll get followers on Instagram and their name is blah 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 underscore FX, and I'm like, oh, okay, I know you're a bit of a crypto scam or whatever it is. But I look at my parents, who my dad, who's very financially literate, might say, oh, this looks like a good. We don't want people getting scammed, our older friends and family as well. What are some of the red flags that we should be looking for?
Again, so anything that is promoted as a get-rich-quick scam, you want to make sure you stay away from. When you're taking a look at asset classes that you don't understand, a lot of people don't understand cryptocurrency, digital currency, foreign exchange trading. So why tip your toe into a market that you know nothing about? If you want to get into investing, you want to start learning about investments, start to do some of that, again, that research online. But you really want to stay away from anything that, if it sounds too good to be true, it likely is.
For sure.
So just make sure that you are doing that granular work. If you are someone that has a different generation, you've grown up in finance and you have some financial literacy, and there is accredited influencers out there that have licenses, by all means, follow their advice. But make sure, again, that they do have the knowledge to be able to give you that advice. So scams are buy now,
Yes.
get rich quick, right?
Don't do it, don't do it.
We've all seen them, right?
Yes.
So, at the end of the day, we just really want to be, buyer beware.
You know what, Robyn? You're great, and I trust you. Where can we find your advice online?
Yeah, so robyn.thompson.money is my Instagram, or you can find me at Castlemark Wealth.
Awesome. Thank you very much for coming by. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's great to see you. And I love the blonde. Just
Thank
saying,
you. I
just
appreciate
saying.
it from one blonde to another. You know what I'm saying?